This is probably going to come as a huge shock to a lot of you, and I know I'm still kind of surprised as well, but I decided to sell my 2016 Toyota Tacoma. This truck completely transformed my life. I mean, filming videos of this truck, building it over and over, grew my whole channel on YouTube and allowed me to quit my job and start a business, and we just did a ton of work to it. We put RCLT long travel, bypass shocks, air bumps, an FJ transfer case, a crawl box on it. The thing is completely dialed, and we've done so much work to it, and I really enjoy it. But my family and I decided to sell our house and move all the way across the country, and where we're going, this truck's just not going to make any sense for us at all. All of the mods that we've added to this truck are pretty recent. Not all of the mods, but all of the suspension, the locked off road suspension is about a year old. We've only done a few trails on it. The crawl box, the FJ transfer case, Land Cruiser steering rack, whoever does get this truck, they're going to get a really good deal because all this work is very new, and I know you guys are going to look through it and make sure it's dialed.
Yeah, we're going to go through it at the shop and make sure it's all good to go, and I've been on the trails with you when you got all that stuff done. You babied it.
Yes,
so,
I did.
The truck is ready to go.
It's dialed, and that's really, I decided to sell it before I trashed it. It's too perfect. I don't deserve that truck because I'm going to beat it up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I couldn't have trusted the truck with a better guy and a better business. So
we
I know
appreciate you bringing it to us and trusting us in the process.
Of course, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's gonna be sad to see it go, but I'm excited to see somebody get out there and use it and enjoy it. We're going on to our next adventure, which it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think that the family's going to really enjoy it. I think the channel's really going to enjoy it. This whole evening felt super surreal. Not only did we drop off my beloved Toyota Tacoma, but we also left my wife's FJ there for them to sell as well. So we're down to just one vehicle. Deciding to sell my farmhouse on 30 acres was one of the most difficult decisions I've ever had to make. I mean, I absolutely love it here, but the maintenance required for this house and this property is actually insane. And with the business at where it's at now, there's tons of potential for us to have a really awesome lifestyle. But unfortunately, I just can't have it all at the same time. For the last 4 or 5 years now, we've tried to hold down the farm, run the business, and do YouTube all at the same time, and it just feels like we're spinning our wheels. This was actually the second home that we purchased in this area, so we've lived in the same farm town for almost 9 years. We only moved here because this is where my job was as a firefighter, which I don't have to do anymore now that I run my own business and do YouTube full time. And while there's nothing really wrong with this area, we just found ourselves wanting a change of scenery, some better weather, and to really shake things up and see if we could go after a new lifestyle. It's closing day. I've got the Ducati loaded in the bed of the truck. I'm about to hitch up the truck and see how well this Tundra is going to carry the load of the boat and all of our belongings. I mean, we have shed everything from 30-acre farm, 5,000 square foot home. We used to have a massive barn as well, full of stuff. Now, everything we own is going to be attached to this truck in some way or form, and we're going to tow it, haul it, all the way across the US. Call me crazy, and you'd be right. Now, when I say we shed everything we own, I really mean it. I mean, we spent months just taking cartloads of stuff out to the road and watching people take all of our stuff away for free. But we really did reduce pretty much everything we own and only kept the stuff that really mattered most to us, which we packed away in our boat. So we really had to take a huge bet on ourselves that the house was going to sell. And since the house had nearly doubled in value since we bought it 5 years ago, it was a pretty risky bet. We were going to have to find the perfect buyer for this house who didn't mind paying quite a lot for it. After 5 months in an empty house, we found that buyer, but had to work with their bank to finish up all these little things around the property before we could sell. And it literally came down to the day we were leaving. On our very last day, some friends came over to help us patch up some odds and ends on the house that had been called out on the appraisal. We were down to the wire and had to leave because we needed to time our trip between holidays so that it didn't disrupt the business at all. So at this point, we were truly taking a leap of faith. We left behind our house and 2 vehicles without really knowing if the sale was going to go through at all. And we had what was left of our belongings packed away in this boat. But excited for a new lifestyle and awesome adventures ahead, we drove for 5 days straight from Washington to Florida, and we only ran into a few major issues along the way. One of the most difficult things about the trip was finding places we could stay that was safe for the boat with all of our stuff. Because, I mean, it would have been the worst thing ever to come out and literally the last of all of our belongings has been stolen along with our boat. The other thing that sucked was that our trailer was starting to rattle apart, and the bunks that were holding up the boat, which probably weren't designed to carry all that weight, were starting to fall apart. So we had to hire a mobile welder to fix up the trailer. But honestly, I'm really glad that we were proactive about this. We checked the trailer constantly. We were very much on the edge of our seat the whole time. But the last thing we wanted was an accident with all of our belongings. So we just took it really slow. Ended up taking an extra day, but we made it there in one piece. And it was really a cool trip all in all. I'm actually really impressed with the Tundra. I got 10.5 miles per gallon consistently across the entire trip. We had no issues. The truck had tons of power. It did super well, and it was really comfortable for the whole thing. Again, the biggest concern was the trailer and whether or not it was going to make it there before rattling apart. All right, so we are somewhere in the mountains of California. This fender has failed. That one was gone a while ago, but this one's now flopping. We got our repairs down there looking good. Everything else is holding together okay.
So remember the house when it said, the dog said, I hope someone dropped the hamburger on the ground. He was thinking that, not saying that.
When making the decision to move to Florida, it was really based on wanting to go somewhere sunny. So when we got to California, we were like, man, maybe we could just stay here. California is beautiful. There's awesome mountains everywhere, and it is sunny. But we had already visited Florida about a month previously and really loved the white sand beaches, the palm trees, all the cool wildlife, and just how different everything was. Like, people on the East Coast are super friendly, and it just had a really cool vibe that was completely new that we just wanted to experience. So we're pretty deep into our trip now. We're somewhere in the Mojave Desert between California, Nevada, and Arizona. We're like right there. And we came across this little oasis place for gas, and I think that they understand. They understand well that it's an oasis, that there's nothing around because they're charging over $8 per gallon. Yeah, I stepped in dog shit. Trailer's doing good. Truck's doing great. I'm really impressed with the Tundra. So yeah, everything's going really well. It's kind of funny because we left Washington we wanted to go somewhere tropical, be in Florida. I mean, there's palm trees here. California, it almost gets you thinking, maybe California would work, but no. The gas prices, the taxes, the people, the cleanliness of the street, all good reminders as to why we're not staying here, and it's worth it to go all the way east. But with some of the red rocks and stuff around here got me kind of thinking, like, man, I'm a little bummed I won't be wheeling in red rock for a long time, or at least for a while. But you never know. You never know. The rest of the trip was honestly a blur. Like, we just drove straight through, we pounded through audiobooks. Everybody stayed in really high spirits, but we just wanted to get there. Once we arrived, we booked an Airbnb for 2 weeks and got back to work while we looked for apartments in St. Augustine, Florida. It's almost impossible for me to describe the feeling of reaching the end of this 6-month journey from deciding to sell our home to finally landing at our apartment. And there's so much I want to share with you guys about like all the cool stuff that we're looking forward to doing here. But really, we want to spend some time where we can focus on our business and enjoy our nights and weekends at the beach where it's tropical and sunny. And we're really just looking forward to a new lifestyle where we're never really settled down in one place for too long. We're kind of looking at this like an extended vacation. We'll probably be here for a year, maybe 2 years, and then find somewhere else cool to go to. And the cool thing about this is that our business allows us to do this. We can be mobile, we can go network in different parts of the country and even different parts of the world. In Washington, on the farm that we owned, we spent most of our days indoors since it rains like 8 months out of the year. And when we weren't inside, we were working on the property or working on the house or working on trucks or working on projects. And so there wasn't a lot of like downtime or family time. And we started to feel like we were just spinning our wheels constantly and not really moving forward in life. So when the opportunity came to make over $250,000 by cashing out on everything and being able to just reset and look at our lives from a whole new perspective in a new place, well, we jumped on that. Having my own boat in Florida waters has been something I've been dreaming about for a long time. And coming up next, we actually get to put my boat in the Atlantic Ocean after traveling all the way across the country with it, which to me just, it blows my mind. Go find your life jackets.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so excited. This is like surreal, man. That was a janky ass launch, but we made it. I'm just sketched out because the road here, the trip here, not like here from the apartment, but like here from Washington, it was gnarly, man. The trailer had issues at one point and it fell off the hitch. Just got me all skittish, but we're good. We're good.
The dog's alive.
The previously named Crab Shack, currently unnamed, which is
Bad luck.
very unlucky, is in the water. It's in Florida waters for the first time. I got palm trees around me. It's sunny. It's January and we got 65 degrees. It's amazing. There's a bird right. Look at this bird. Hey friend. So cool. All right, so we're gonna warm her up, go through a bunch of diagnostics, kind of get familiar with it again since I haven't driven it in months. And then we're gonna take it out for our first little explorative thing. I got some navigation equipment to try to help us get out there. The big thing with Florida that I'm worried about is hitting mud flats. So I have a thing that shows me a little depth. I have a depth finder, which is great, and I have a map. And I'm also just kind of paying attention to what all the other boats are doing. So let's go ahead and fire her up and see what happens. Just gonna start right up for us. Oh yeah. Hey, listen to her purr. Just a little over half tank. Yeah, I'll get this thing going. Huh. Okay, we are slowly but surely motoring our way on out.
I would be extremely caught right there. You can literally see waves crashing as if it's a shore. So
That is a shore, I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going right down the middle. Don't be stressed. No stress. Yeah, it's a little canal, and we have to stay like as in the middle of this as possible. We got 8 feet right now.
You got your depth finder working?
Yeah. Dude, this boat's gonna be sweet. It's not necessarily like a Florida boat, but it keeps the sun off of us. The windows open wide open. And then tons of room off the back for fishing. All right, dude. All right, family. So our goal today is just to kind of refamiliarize ourselves with the boat, get used to kind of navigating in Florida a little bit. And then, you know, get some sunshine and enjoy ourselves. There's a really cool, like, sunken ship over here. It's like a sailboat. So we're gonna drop anchor, inflate the paddle boards, and go for a paddle. Now, for you longtime fans watching, I don't want you to think that I'm suddenly just going to do nothing but boating content from now on. I brought my Tundra and we're going to be building that out. I have my Ducati and we have some other really cool projects in mind as well. But expanding my experience on the boat here in Florida is something I've been really interested in doing. I want to start scuba diving and spearfishing too. There it goes. Okay. See if we can actually set that anchor, and then we're gonna explore a little bit around here. I want you guys to remember that I have little to no idea what I'm doing, and that's kind of the point, right? Like that's what I enjoy. I like going out and experiencing new things and learning from experience. So I'm gonna rely on you experts in the comments section to tell me how to do things. But you know what? I'm gonna be a testament to the fact that you can get out there and do stuff just because you want to. You know, there's gonna be issues for sure. You're gonna have problems, but you can, for the most part, you can get away with a lot. Now I didn't grow up on boats. I did a little bit of work in the Army on boats, but not much. And I've had a little boat before. And so I'm just out here enjoying this thing and learning from experience. Yeah? So are you ready to pump up the paddle boards?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go to the sunken ship. I want to do the blue paddleboard.
All right, Dad's got to go inspect that sunken ship. And I got to feel how cold this water is. I bet it's...
It is cold. It's blue.
Yeah, but it's not even as cold as the Puget Sound is in the summer. Isn't that crazy?
Is that true?
Yeah, it's not. Puget Sound is like that painful cold. This is uncomfortable, but it's not like painful. I paddled over to the sunken sailboat, and honestly, it looks like a pretty modern boat. Like somebody had solar on here. They might have been living on here at one point. Seems like quite the loss. Unfortunately, I wish I could rescue it somehow, but it's really cool. I mean, there's a big old osprey on the top of this thing. Look at that, guys. Crazy. Man, that looks like an expensive sailboat. I mean, like, it's not the newest thing ever, but it couldn't have been cheap. I just can't imagine why you'd want to just leave it there like that. Maybe it's from the recent hurricane. So they were here just a few days ago and saying if this isn't removed, they're going to remove it. Wow, man, I'll remove it. Can I have this thing? Hey, what do I got to do to inherit this beautiful boat and restore it? God, this thing's huge. What a nightmare that would be, honestly. Guys, this was the perfect way to kick off our Florida adventures. This was a relatively chill trip, just exploring this sunken sailboat, but definitely one of many awesome Florida adventures to be had. We're gonna get into scuba diving, we're gonna build out my Tundra, fly the paramotor. There's still so much cool stuff I can't wait to get into now that we're here, and I'm gonna have more time than ever because I won't have to worry about maintaining a home or dealing with any of that kind of stuff. It's honestly crazy to think how much our life has transformed in just the past 2 months since getting here. It has been so nice, honestly, not having to worry about any home maintenance or anything like that, and to be completely financially free and mobile. I mean, at this point, we can be anywhere in the world, we can still run our business successfully, and we can try new things as often as we want to. So this lifestyle shift or change is definitely not for everyone, but it's something that we're really excited about. And while I do miss our ranch home in Washington State sometimes, I'm just really excited to be here, and I think that this step, back in a way, moving into an apartment, is actually going to slingshot us forward and allow us to do really great things in life. So I'm super stoked, and I hope that you guys will follow us along and check out how the journey goes and all the cool stuff that we get to do and explore, and all the new experiences that we're about to have. So thanks so much for watching. Get some work done this week, but don't forget to live.